You might be considering seeing a private GP for the first time, and perhaps you're worried about whether this will affect your registration with your NHS GP. So in this video, we're going to talk about how they work together and also the differences between the two services, but ultimately why it's important that you do remain registered with your NHS GP. In actual fact, there is no issue with you using a private GP and still being registered with your NHS clinic. It won't affect your NHS registration, and in my experience, a lot of my patients mix and match the two. So some patients will only ever see their NHS GP, whereas some will only come to a private service, and some will mix and match depending on their problem. I would recommend that everyone registers with an NHS GP, and I'll talk you through a few reasons why that's really important. It's really great to have an up-to-date record with the NHS, particularly if you need any emergency care. So let's say you call an ambulance, or you go to A&E, or you need to see a GP as an emergency through the night. If you have an up-to-date record with the NHS, those GPs and doctors will be able to see all the important bits of information about your health and your medications and allergies and things like that. Let's say, for example, you're unconscious and an ambulance comes to treat you. If you have an up-to-date record with the NHS, they might be able to see that you have epilepsy or diabetes, and they can also look at the medications that you're on and if you're ordering them. So you can see why that would be really helpful. There are also certain circumstances where the NHS works really well because a group of healthcare professionals work together in teams to deliver the best care. And great examples of this are in pregnancy care and also cancer care. So although the services are actually independent of each other, there are certain times where they can share information. So your private GP might ask if you would mind that they share some information with your NHS GP, or they might ask your NHS GP for a bit of background on your care. And it's worth considering this because it could be really beneficial for your treatment. So in summary, we've talked about how seeing a private GP is not going to affect your NHS registration. So maybe there's a few things that you're frustrated with in the NHS. Perhaps it's a long waiting list to see your GP, or you want to have a longer appointment, or maybe you just want convenience of booking time. And if this is the case, then seeing a private GP might be a good fit for you. So if you think that seeing a private GP would be a good fit, then book an appointment at a time that suits you, and we look forward to seeing you.